Hi folks, hope you're doing good. Extra vid for today. I'm making this right now before I'm putting it out. There's a guy in the comments, he's called Stephen Davey, and he's been commenting on a few of my videos now and liking them and all of that stuff. And I really appreciate that. That's the kind of stuff that I want to build with this community. People commenting, people saying, you know, I like this, I like that. It's cool that you're checking out this band or whatever. And making some, you know, just getting comments and making a bit more of a community vibe out of it all. One thing that he likes particularly is what we did with the homebrew stuff, because he feels like he's kind of in that genre himself. He calls himself, you know, a homemade music guy, and he's put up a couple of vids on the internet. And he said, you know, you don't have to put me on the channel or anything, but I wouldn't mind you checking him out because he really likes the way that I talk about the music, and he's looking for a bit of advice and stuff. Well, I got all the time in the world for people like that, so no problem. I'm going to crack the video right now. I said I'd do it tomorrow, but I thought, I'll just do it now. It's not going to take too long. And as I say, I've got all the time in the world for people who are supporting the channel, making comments, liking and subscribing and all that good stuff. So there you go. We're going to check it out. This is a track, or his name, I think the name of the band he's called himself is Corpse Sandwich, which is a good name. And this is a track that he's put up of him playing guitar to devastate the senses. Pretty cool name as well. So let's check it out, see what he's got. He's got a nice guitar. My first guitar was a BC Rich, but it wasn't one of those, it was a Gunslinger. At 10 years old, I wasn't quite prepared for a shape like that. But I got the Gunslinger, it was a good one. Now this is Doomy. He's got a good tone. Needs to work on his drums because they're very MIDI. Check out the Kurt Ballou Signature Series, it's a very reasonable price. Also check out KVLT drums, very reasonable price, sounds very good, sounds very natural. That'll up your music straight away. But the guitar tone's good, riffage is good. It's nice and tight. This tone's got a fat low end. Yeah, nothing to worry about there in terms of fret usage. He likes it deep and dirty. But yeah, definitely the drums. Get much better sounding drums for a good price, and what they've got built into the drum program is humanization, where it changes the velocity of each hit so it doesn't sound like the same hit every time, makes it sound more natural. Cymbals sound alright though, it's the kick mainly, and the snare's not got a lot of low end to it, it's a bit of a tick. But I've got no complaints about the guitar tone, I've got no complaints about the riffage, I've got no complaints about the playing. I've got no complaints about the guitar. Although I've not seen it with a red head, different to the body colour. It's got a nice bass guitar in the background as well. Well, there you go, I think I said it all. Just need to sort yourself out some nicer sounding drums if you want to get a good mix going. If it's just a guitar show off, then perfect, no problems there. Good guitar tone, deep, muffly, doomy, but it's also got a chug to it as well with a dun 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 dun. It's not a tight chug, you know, it's not a genty jun jun, but it's a dun 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 dun. Dope. Got another vid for us. This one's called Hard PP, so let's just listen to it. No worries with that tone. Yeah, it's got a chug to it. He's got some bass in there as well. I can hear the bass more on this one. Got quite a clean tone on the bass. tone is quite doom sounding, but it's got a nice, it's got enough tightness to it that you can chug it and also do this kind of death metal tremolo low riffage, and it's still, you can still hear the notes, you know. If it was a pure doom tone, that would just be one big flappy sound and you wouldn't really hear the notes, but you could still hear the in there. Nice. Yeah, the cymbals are fine, really. I don't know what drum kit he's using, or whether he's just got a load of samples together and he's triggering those. The cymbals sound alright. I'd turn the volume up on the cymbals, but they're nice and washy. You know I like washy cymbals. Definitely you can get better sounding snares, you can get better sounding kicks, and you can get better sounding programs that will make the drums in general sound more humanized. Because otherwise that takes a lot of time. You've got to just change the velocity of every single drum hit. It takes too long. Waste of time. Yeah, again, no complaints about the riffage, no complaints about the tone, no complaints about the playing. It's tight, everything's there. Just got to get better sounding drums. Now you could make the bass, because the guitar tone is so low-endy and muffly, what he's done with the bass tone is make it clean, and that's nice because the cleanness cuts through the muffled of the guitar. But what it hasn't got a lot of is kind of sub-bass tones. And what you can do with that in the mix is you've got your bass line, just repeat that again, duplicate it, and then low pass out everything above about 200 hertz, maybe 300. And what you should hear there is just the real kind of hum of the bass. Put that in your mix, lower the volume compared to your bass. Yeah, 1 second. That's dope. No complaints. Dope. That was dope. When it makes you stop talking, you know it's dope. Now, if I can remember what I was even saying there. Oh yeah, sub-bass. Have your bass layer. Duplicate it. All the same effects and everything on it, but just take all of the high end away right to about 300 hertz, and all you'll hear is like a hum sound. On its own it sounds rubbish, but you layer that on top of the normal bass and it just boosts that amount, and you'll get a nicer low end to the bass sound, because you could hear the kind of the jangliness of the clean bass, but it didn't have a lot of low end to support the low end of the guitars. When your guitars are that low end and your tone is that kind of fat and low endy, your bass has got to really kind of just be as big and fat and low endy as well, because otherwise it's just, you know, it's no good if your guitars are lower and fatter than your bass, because that's what bass is all about. Now, the only thing I'm going to say that you need to do to make your music sound really great is get a drum kit. And there's a bunch on the internet. I'll mention two that I really rate. Well, one that I really rate and use myself is Kurt Ballou Signature Series drums. It's the Converge drum kit. It sounds superb. It's the exact same sound as they use. You even get kind of grooves and stuff that are the Converge drummer playing, and there's some playthroughs of their tracks. It sounds dope. The cymbals particularly sound amazing on it. And the program that it comes with, it's got a bunch of grooves built into it. It's all pre-mastered, it's compressed and everything, so you literally just drop it straight into your mix. All I do to it after that is add some reverb if I want to. It's good to go straight out the box. But what it's also got is a humanization to it, an auto-humanizer. And what that does is it just changes the velocity of each hit, especially when you've got double bass going digga 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 digga. You don't want every single hit to sound exactly the same and be triggered at exactly the same velocity, because your ears pick up on that and it just sounds like a computer, like it did in this pretty much. So when you change the velocity a bit and you kind of give a little bit of swing to it as well, which it does, it just sounds far more natural, and comes through the mix in a much more natural way. So definitely look into Kurt Ballou Signature Series if you can afford that. I think that's about $80 or something, but it's worth every penny. I've used it on all of my music, and I'm not even looking for another drum kit 3 years on. And it's because it's got all those extra stuff in it. Very, very good. You can also look into KVLT drums, which I know are a good drum set. They got good cymbals and good snare. It's got a good bottom end to the snare. It's made for kind of black metal music, but you can EQ it and all stuff if you want to make it sound pretty much like a heavy metal drum kit or whatever else. I know a guy that uses it in some black metal, but it sounds like a really punchy kit. And it's always on sale. There's always offers for it, and it's a reasonable price anyway, so check those out. You don't have to look at Superior Drummer and all that, which are like $600. Waste of money in my opinion. But if you want to go the kind of even harder route, you can just look for free samples on the internet. I've got an absolute billion of them. But no, look at Kurt's Signature Series, look at KVLT, Google about and see if something else suits your fancy. But just the drums is the only thing in your music that needs, sounding better. I love the guitar tone, nice and low, super fat. The riffage was dope. You can play guitar very, very well. It was all nice and tight. So yeah, dope. Hope that's kind of what you were looking for from the video. I've enjoyed making it. I know I've gone on for a lot already. 10 minutes. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. I appreciate you people making comments, liking and subscribing and doing all of that and growing the channel, because the numbers aren't quite there yet, but we're heading in the right direction to the point where we're going to have a nice amount of subscribers and viewers, to where being on this show means you're going to get seen by a decent amount of people, and a few people are going to check you out, and people who wouldn't have otherwise heard your music are going to hear your music, which is pretty cool. That's what I started this, and that's what it's going to be all about. And for guys like this who, he's got 17 views on this video, well, I'm pretty sure more than 17 people are going to watch it, because we've already got that many viewers who regularly watch my videos. So, for this guy, I'll have doubled his audience. But hopefully for even some of the bigger bands who are still underground, but have got a few thousand people following them, if I can get a few thousand people following me as well, can maybe double their audience as well. So that's my thinking going forward. Whatever helps me helps the bands as well. So if you like and subscribe and all that good stuff, it's not only helping me and grow the channel, but it means that every band that appears on the channel has got a bigger audience, and there's more chance of people hearing their music, which is dope. That's what it's all about. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. I've got some modern death for you tomorrow, and then punk on Sunday. See you around. Bye.